Chama Wingapo, y'all. Just want to get on here real quick. Just ranting a little bit. Give y'all a second to get on because I know this is random. And it take a minute for me to see. Okay, I see somebody on. Can y'all hear me? Can you put one in the chat if you can hear me? Oh, I don't see no comments, y'all. Oh, okay, I see it now. Y'all hear me? All right, I'm sorry. I keep having problems. Yeah, hey L Harris, Ngapo Bam, Ngapo Chata Yabel. How y'all doing? So I just want to get on here real quick because y'all saw some of y'all saw that those comments that I got, and these are I get way worse comments. It's just that the other day I just wasn't upset. I just wasn't having it. I have a lot of stuff going on, and I'm sacrificing a lot of time and money, putting these things together and getting this information out to you guys. And it's really, sometimes it kind of it gets annoying, right? So that's why I put that post up and I wanted to talk about it because it's like these people are coming out of all these, even if they real people or not, whoever's paying these bots, and then the other people who are responding like this. So they're coming out of the woodwork trying to tell people who they are, and they don't know us, and they don't know who they are half the time if they're even real people. So I just wanted to talk about it. You said Isaiah Thomas says this is Northwest Africa. I mean, is Africa even Africa? Is the question. Seriously, they told those people that the whole place was called Africa. They had their own clans and tribes and their own territories and kingdoms. So you got to really question that. Are the African people African? Right? Because they'll tell you they're Yoruba, they're Igbo, they're all these different tribes. When they're really talking to you, when they know you're a foreigner, or you act like a foreigner on your own land and you don't know who you are, they're going to say African. But when you really talk to them and you tell them you know who you are and your tribes, they're going to tell you, they're going to refer to themselves by their tribes. Okay? So once we get on that level, then we'll be able to talk to each other in that manner, tribal and nationally, right? Hey, peace, y'all. Peace, Shibi. You changed it to Shibi? Shiba? Peace, Linda. So these people want to constantly tell us that we hate ourselves and that we're African. We're not African. Even the people who live here who are of African descent and actually know that they are African descent, they're hundreds of years removed from Africa. And most of them can't even pinpoint where. So the African person, if you're talking to an African person, you try to tell them you're African, they're gonna be like, you're not African. And then they're going to ask you what clan or tribe you're from, and you don't know that, then you're definitely not. Okay. You said yes. Yeah, but it's like people trying to tell us who we are and like we're hating ourselves when a lot of us have documentations, or we're working on finding the documentation based on our oral history of who we are. Some of our grandmas tell us we're Cherokee, we're Powhatan, We're all these different tribes. We're Choctaw or Shata. So how can you tell somebody who gets that type of information from their grandma that they're not who they are? Especially when a lot of these people are getting the same information, right? Or they're not getting information from their grandma telling them that they're from Africa. Now, some people, I have met some people, which is more rare, that do have the information of where that ancestor is from in Africa. Okay, so those people can claim that. And those people aren't the ones going around telling us we not who we are. So this stuff has to stop. And it's no offense to Africa. Like I said, the people in Africa, they know who they are. They don't want these titles on themselves either. So it's not like we hate Africans. I don't. Or we hate to be African. If I knew of an African ancestor, I would tell y'all, and I would not be ashamed of that. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's actually good to know who you are. Right? Nobody can tell us who we are. It's very offensive. Man, like we're not supposed to take offense to it and all this stuff. Exactly. We don't have no problem with Africans. And a lot of the Africans on my page on Facebook agree with everything that I'm saying, and they don't take any offense to what I'm saying because they understand. They understand ancestors and knowing them, and they understand tribes and clans, okay? The difference in people. We are all the indigenous people of the planet, right? So we can agree on that. But it's like when it comes to certain Pan Africans, they can't agree on it. It's like everywhere else on the planet, they be like, this indigenous person so called black. The Asians were black. This and that was black. But when it comes to America, oh yeah, those people are right. Y'all not from here. Y'all from Africa. Does that make any sense at all? It makes no. It sounds like the stupidest thing ever. Okay. But then they'll come back and say, Doctor, this person, Doctor I am Hotep, and all this other people said that the Olmecs were from Africa or the Olmecs were black. Huh? But we just tried to tell you that we are from here, right? But then y'all trying to say that they, oh yeah, Doctor this and that said that they're black. Okay, so how does this make sense then? How are we not who we say you are? Even though we don't agree that the Olmecs are from Africa, because the Olmecs do not say that, right? The Olmecs tell you where they are from. They tell you that they originated in where? South America and Canada, okay? And the people spread out in different directions, and they mix with different tribes. So it's getting to this point that it's getting ridiculous. People are really hating at this point because they're not trying to be open-minded. The same people who rant and rave about cognitive dissonance are victims of cognitive dissonance, right? So I just wanted to rant. Y'all know my rants. I'm being too nice right here because I really want to say certain words, but I know that children are listening, and the elders don't want to hear that mess, as they say, right? Thank you, Liz. Greetings, Swart. Hey, Charlotte. Okay, Sunkist Copper, you said, don't know if anyone knows. A lot of regalia we use looks similar to what Siberians wear, including use of the hand drum. I know we're indigenous, but do we have a different style? Um, well, a lot of that stuff you call regalia is really just show stuff for the powwows. And I can do another video on the history of the powwows, but basically, the powwow started with the Narragansett tribe. Those people look like us. I have ancestors from the Narragansett as well. Um, and what the Narragansett were trying to do in the early 1900s was imitate the showmanship that they saw in those Siberian tribes in the plains area. Our tribes did not wear all that stuff. Okay. Now some of the things do come from the tribes in Mexico and Central America down there. Okay, some of the colors and things like that. So it's kind of a blend of those things, right? And just because some of the tribes over here have adopted things like the war bonnets, And some of them were at the powwows and different public events because they are public. Those aren't they don't wear that stuff at the sacred private events. It's just for show, basically. Okay. So the history of the powwows. Powwow is actually a Powhatan word, and pow means God or water. Okay. Powhatan in the Powhatan language means at the waterfalls. Oh, I hope y'all can hear me. My phone got cut off for a second. And pow also means it means God, right? I already told you that. It means God in some of the She Olmec languages down in the south. Okay. He says Stevie Wonder is moving to Ghana. Well, y'all know Stevie Wonder can't see color anyway, right? So, pun intended. He can't really see color, so it's not really a big issue for Stevie. Now, Stevie did stand up for a lot of our rights back in the day. So I don't think it's an issue of him saying, I'm African, I'm moving to Ghana. He's moving to Ghana because Ghana is opening up a lot of business opportunities to our people. So some of our people are moving there for the business opportunities. There's a sister on my Facebook who moved over there for business, but she knows that she's indigenous. It's not like she's saying she's African because she moved over there. You said you're American Indian. I hope y'all can still hear me. Y'all laughing? I hope y'all can still hear me because I can't tell because it's a delay on here. But yeah, so like I'm saying, even the people who claiming that they African, y'all not African. You're not from those cultures. You're not from those bloodlines that are over there now. Okay, even if you have one great grandfather, because it's 80% males that came over here and only 30% females, and a lot of females couldn't have children or they kept miscarrying. So even if they people do have that ancestry, most likely that male married an indigenous woman, or even a Caucasian pale woman, or a dark skinned European woman. Okay, so we got to start being real here, and a lot of that is taking people away from organizing with their people over here. There's people that are just straight up ignoring their people and the problems here and just escaping, like they're fleeing to Africa or fleeing to Europe and all these other different places instead of dealing with the issues here and helping and building with the people that we come from. Okay, you said, how do we save the grandmas that think they're African, Liz? You can't save nobody. You can't save nobody. All you can do, Les, I would suggest is that you get your genealogy done or you do it yourself based on the information that these grandmas have. If they do have African proof of African ancestry, then trace that and make sure that it's real. That's all I can suggest you do. If you show them the truth and the proof, they can't deny it at that point. Now, some of them are still going to claim that they're mixed, and that's okay. The younger generation is going to come around. Okay, you said, how can I contact you? You can contact me at theTashaXi@gmail.com. Okay, it's just like the Cash App, but without the $ and at gmail.com. Yes, I accept guests on my show. Are you familiar with Indigenous law? Is that what you want to talk about, Zion? Okay, we can put something together. But yeah, so people got to stand in their truth. You can't let these people bully you around and tell you you're not who you are, and make you doubt yourself or not claim yourself fully because you think you're stepping on people's toes and they're getting offended. You got to stand strong. And even to these grandmas that think they're African, you got to stand strong to them and come with the proof. All right, grandma ain't gonna deny it if she see the proof. If she see her ancestors on the Choctaw rolls, or she'll see her Cherokee ancestors on different records or whatever. or you break down the definitions of colored and lotto and things like that. Or you can send grandma to my channel so she can see other grandmas and stuff talking about it, and let her inform her about the No Grandma Killer tour and things like that. Okay, send her to Phoenix Moon site, send them to Top Cat, send her to Johnny Aborigine, send her to all these different people's pages. The indigenous one, which is Carrie Davis, so she can see, right, and she can make that judgment herself. You said now that many of us know who we are regarding our nations, tribes, wanting to connect more is hard because they don't want to recognize us. Well, we don't have to beg for recognition from other people. We can recognize ourselves, okay? We can form our family. They can stop families from getting together. And that's all a clan is a family. So you can definitely organize your family, and you can look into tribalizing. And if you have all the proof, like I said, they can't deny proof, just like your grandma can't deny it, the government can't deny it, or whoever you're trying to get recognized by, the state. That's all you would have to do. Gather your family, get the proof, and present it. Do I know about Creoles of Louisiana? I know a little bit about the Creoles of Louisiana. I actually got a book about the indigenous people of Louisiana that I'm going to do a video on soon. I just been having a whole bunch of issues. Like some of y'all know that my computer's been crashing and getting hacked. I just had to clean off my computer the other day. So, yeah, hopefully I'll try to be able to get that soon. And I'm supposed to be covering Arkansas as well. I'm going to get back to covering the genealogies of states and the surnames. Oh, thank you, Sug. You said you learned so much from my channel. Pleasure being here. Oh, no problem. Appreciate you having an open mind as well as your input. You said if you let foreigners tell you who you are, you have issues. Exactly. But see, a lot of people aren't strong in their truth right now, and they not standing their ground. That's what I'm telling people. We got to stand our ground and be rooted like a tree, right, in what we believe in our family. Are you familiar with the Crete Indian, or that could be a mistover for Cree? Creek. I have ancestors that are categorized as Crete Indian in a book. It could be Cree. That's the first thing I thought of. Cree, Cree, could be the Cree Indians. They're a tribe in the north. They speak Algonquian. I found out my last name is of lovely origin. Surprisingly, it's literally on your list of surnames. That's good, and that's why I promote the list of surnames. That's why I keep making the surname videos, because that they don't want us to connect on that level. They believe because they burnt down a lot of courthouses with the information that flat out says that certain families are Indian, that we can just ignore it and claim something else, claim we're from Africa or wherever they want us to claim we're from. But the surnames are proof, and you see a lot of the surnames, as y'all saw in my videos. Y'all can go back to that surname playlist and look at them. You see a lot of those same surnames that we have are on the treaties, okay? And a lot of those are on the land patents, okay? And a lot of those are in the history books for the states. So you got to go down to go from a federal level, which is National Archives, down to the state level, the state archives, and down to the county courthouses or county court clerk, and look those surnames up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They want to make us think that we're all mixed. Now, like I said, of the small percent of Africans that were actually sent to North America. Now, North America includes Mexico and Canada, if for those who don't know. They claim only 3 to 5% of the Africans were sent here. Out of those 3 to 5%, 80% are males, young boys and teenagers. Okay? And most of those boys or young men were married to indigenous women. There's actually documents showing that they paired certain teenage boys with Indian women to marry when they got here, okay? Because they thought that they could breed some type of super slave, and that that the same super slave that they promote that we come from during so-called Black History Month. But that's what they did. They wanted to breed out our culture and our heritage. They wanted to mix the tribes and all these things. So they would purposely take a Narragansett slave and mix him with a Choctaw slave, and then that child they'll try to mix with, European slaves, so they will have no culture left. Y'all understand? Right, Davida? The genealogy is key, and also the spirituality. Right? If genealogy is key, the spirituality is the lock that's holding us back because we're not searching within the spirituality. So you take that genealogy, you find your tribe, and then you find out what they believed in, what they practiced, because it's very important, and the language, because the language unlocks that spirituality as well. And that doesn't mean you can stop. You have to stop being a Muslim, a Christian, a Buddhist, um, or whatever you practice, right? A Christian. So you said, Briar, you said you can't find your great grandma Emma West's parents records online. Do I need to visit a vital statistic? Vital statistics wouldn't have it. Like I said, you go from the state archives to the county. And I'm actually related to the West, so I might be able to help you. So you can try to email me if you get stuck on something. But if you need or you can email me if you need my services. But I help people without, if they got a question, I'll answer people's questions, basically. But thank you guys. I just wanted to get on here quick. I might get back on here maybe later tonight or tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Or I have a video for you guys. And I just appreciate y'all. Yeah, I appreciate you too, Chris. Chris, one of my day ones on Facebook. Right? Is this the same Chris? I don't know if that's the same Chris Jackson. But yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate Davita, my cousin, Bingo. I deal with you, bro. You and your wife. I love y'all. But thank you guys, and just stand your ground. As I'm telling you, stand. Don't let these people bully you around. Tell you who you are. Okay. And I got what's today? Oh, the genealogy class and the Powerton language class is still on sale for 20% off if y'all are interested before the end of the month. I know some people get paid today, so if y'all interested in still taking that, and just let me know. And please, if you have a suggestion of any classes or things you want me to make a video about, please email me. So I'll put that together. I'm going to be having some free classes available soon. It's just a whole bunch of going on. Y'all, my uncle passed. I had a neighbor pass with COVID and all these different things going on. So, yeah, even though I don't believe in the numbers they put on the news, it's still, affecting people. So, thank you, Jules. I appreciate all of you, Ancient One, Kai. All right, peace to y'all. And then power to language is to say goodbye. We say nah. So nah.